Like you said, I'm Kerkhoff. Try to give you guys a little background. I'm 38 years old, married for 10 years now, and I got 4 kids. I started out my business 5 years ago at the first of this year. Previously, before that, I worked with my dad, and I was helping him ever since I was like your guys' age, if not younger. I probably started helping him when I was 10, 12 years old, sweeping floors, and worked my way on up. Kind of started out of total, and here I am now, I guess. When I got started on the business, Doug said he wasn't sure what you guys are looking to do, whether you want to start your own business, you guys want to work for somebody. There's so many options out there. Like I said, I worked for my dad for probably 15 years, something like that, and I decided I wanted to go on my own. Went to the bank, talked to them, and took out a loan, and here I am today, 5 years later. When we first got started the first year, we did our first new house, and then we did a bunch of kitchen remodels. And then the second year, we bumped up to 2 houses, and then hopefully 4 kitchen remodels. The third year, we went up to 3 houses, and probably 5, 6 kitchen remodels. And now this year, right now we are doing 3 custom homes. We've done 2 big additions, and we have also done probably 4 or 5 kitchen remodels. It seems like every year we just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I know it sounds awesome and fun and all that, but it definitely has been a lot of work to get us to the point where we are today. I think when I first got started, it was just me and my brother, and now we're 5 years into it. I got 5 full-time guys, or 4 full-time guys, 1 part-time guy, Tyler Butel, and then I got a secretary, and then he was full-time also. When we first got started, we were just strictly going to do finished work. That's always been our main forte. That's kind of what everyone knows me and my company and my guys for, is finished work. But there's been such a void in the Carroll area on all the different subcontractors and things that we started taking on the custom homes, and we just really have blown up doing it. As of right now, for next year, I'm already booked out, which is pretty unheard of. And I even got probably, I think we have 2 houses lined up already for 2019, which is pretty crazy. I would say probably 10 years ago, it was never like that around the Carroll area here. It seemed like by April, we maybe would have 1 or 2 houses a year if we were lucky. But it just seems like all my competition has been awesome for me, but everybody's retired. As of right now, I think there's just like me and maybe like 4 other guys that build custom homes in town. Everybody's just buried. No one can keep up with the demand here in town. So I should have, whether you guys want to start up like your own business or you want to work for somebody like us and you like the Carroll community, you just can ask for a better place to raise a family, kids, and even to live. I know when I was your guys' your age, I couldn't wait to get out of town. I left for 2 years, went to school at university, or Pawcatuck Community College in Waterloo, and I graduated with architectural construction and technology degree, which is basically for like drawings, running a business, CAD work. That has changed dramatically from what you guys know now. But yeah, I mean, it would be to get guys to come back. Anybody to come back would be awesome. But like I said, you guys got to know what you want to do too, something like that. To kind of show you what we do, I brought a house plan of the house that we're doing right now. This house here is probably like 3 times the size of an average house. So when I say we're doing 3 houses this year, we got 2 houses that are like average size, and then we have this house here that we're building here in Carroll, down in Deer Creek, down in that area. This house here is about 10,000 square feet finished. And that's this guy here. What's that? Yeah. So this is, this house here, the 10,000 square feet includes the garages. The reason why we're including the garages on this is because we're making custom cabinets for the garages. It's getting trim base. This house has got a 9-car garage. We're going to put a pool house on for an addition next spring already on this thing. So this is, it's been pretty neat. We started out with one house 5 years ago, and now we're already up to doing stuff like this 5 years later. So, like I said, if you guys are willing to work hard, I mean, the sky's the limit. Don't let anybody talk you out of anything. I mean, there were so many people that told me that I couldn't run a business, that I didn't know how to do it. Even people in my family would tell me that. I mean, you can do anything if you set your mind to it. And that's something I want to make sure I really stress to you guys is set your goals high. Life is short. It goes fast. I feel like I was just here and I graduated in '98, so I'm old. Set your goals high, and I guess just reach for the stars. You can do anything. Put your mind to it. So, with doing these custom homes, basically what I do is I'm the general contractor. I take care of lining everything up. My wife and another company work together on doing the drawings. She does all the design work. She draws up the main floor plans, and then we send it out to a company that does all of this with the trees and really customizes it and really sells it to the customers. These house plans has been what is, I think, in my mind, keeps us so busy, is the house plans and my scheduling. I usually spend probably 2 hours every morning and probably 2 hours every night calling stubs. That's all I do to keep people going. Because like I said, we have this house, 2 other houses going right now, and we just finished up the kitchen remodel. So we got a lot of different people going in different areas that I got to kind of keep track of. So my desk literally is piled full of notepads. Also, what we do then is we take care of putting all the windows, doors, all the framing. We take care of all the finish work, which, like I said, was our main forte. So we custom make all the cabinets, doors, drawers, trim, base, the whole works. So it's pretty cool every day to get to do something different, which makes it fun versus just going somewhere and doing the same thing repeatedly every day. So that's kind of a general broad history of what we do, I guess. If anybody is thinking about coming back, you know, we got a painter. There's like one good guy in town. That is it. We have plumber. We got we got a couple good companies of plumbers in town. But I mean, anything that, I mean, any kind of subcontractor or builder or anything. I mean, if you're willing to do it, you'll be able to make a go of it. So yeah.
What software do you guys use to do your?
You know, I knew you were going to ask me that, and I don't know, because it's something that Michelle, she takes care of it. I was hoping to bring her with me, because she would be able to talk more about this stuff. But like I said, we got 4 kids, one's a baby, so it's kind of been hard to get her away. What we're really hoping for is in the next probably 5 years is to have her totally take care of drawings. But as of right now, with having the kids and stuff, she is taking care of them, and then she kind of does this in between. And that's why we got another company that has been helping us with that, because we just don't have the time to do it all. But I apologize, Doug, but I can't remember what it was that they're using for that program.
I'm just curious, because it almost looks like a chief architect or a Revit.
It's chief architect, yes.
Okay, so some of you that have been in my class, you've seen this done before. And the nice part about that is if let's say you wanted to go build a house and you had a lot all picked out with trees or whatever there, you can take a picture of that lot with your phone, download it, and put that house on that lot and show it to people. This is what your house is going to look like.
Yeah, it's amazing. We did that last year for a lot down in Deer Creek there. The lot's been sitting there ever since they opened up Deer Creek, which, I don't know, 10 years ago, I don't know. Nobody could figure out what to do with the lot. The lot sat right on the creek. I mean, it was just an amazing lot. And that's what she did, is she took all the pictures and got the house to fit on that lot. And it's probably one of the neatest houses down there. You literally walk out the back door on the deck, and the deck overhangs the creek, and you're looking down into the creek. It's really cool. But nobody could ever figure out what to do with it because nobody has the drawings and can get all the stuff to work and design, for that matter, to fit on that size of a lot. Where now they bought the lot next door, and everyone's been after them to buy the lot next door so they could build about the same thing on that lot. So it's pretty neat. Anybody got any other questions?
What was it you said you went to college for?
I went to college for architectural construction and technology. So basically what that was that was before they had these nice programs and stuff. So we like hand drafted a ton where you guys would never, I don't think they would ever do that anymore. Do you, Doug? I think that's all a thing of the past. And then basically kind of taught me how to run a business and scheduling, basically everything you kind of need to know for being a general contractor.
Where did you go for that?
Hawkeye Tech in Waterloo. So, and I really liked it. So I lived in Cedar Falls and went to school there.
So do you know, what does Hawkeye Tech all offer? I mean, do you have any idea remember back?
They offer all kinds of stuff, whether you're going to go into farming, welding, mechanics, building. I was really surprised. There was an arraignment of things. So a lot of people that I hung out with, they went to Hawkeye Tech for a couple of years to save money, and then they continued their education at Cedar Falls at UNI, where I just went for 2 years, and then I was done. And I came back to Carroll then. So they offer all kinds of stuff, and it's a really neat school. I mean, I really liked it. And Cedar Falls is a blast, so I had fun.
One of the things I heard you say is like there's that one good painter or two good plumber. So when you think about what makes them good, is it their quality of work or is it their showing up? You know, what can these guys do?
That's a really good question.
The guy or the girl, what can they do to be a good one?
Okay, so in my mind, quality work is number one. Any of my guys that work for me, they'll know, or they do know, I want it perfect. And if it isn't perfect, they're going to go back and they're going to redo it. I would say the second thing is scheduling. If they tell me they're going to be there and they're there, that's awesome. Because that just eliminates 10 minutes every morning and every night and me calling them back. There's been lots of subcontractors in the last 5 years I've went through that never call back. They tell me they're coming, then they don't show up, and then the clients or my customers call me up and are just irate at me, which makes the barrels of fun. So I would say that would be the two huge qualities in the work ethic. I mean, you gotta work. So I would say that would be my three things. And cleanliness would be the fourth, that's for sure. So, and they all kind of know that. Everyone kind of stays up on it. And if they don't, then I find somebody else. But it's like I said, it's just getting harder and harder. In the next 5-10 years, it's going to be impossible. I'm afraid. It's not the way it's going.
Do you think there's a demand for these people if they get out of school in the next year or two and go maybe get an associate's degree? Any problem finding a job in Carroll?
None whatsoever. I got like Tyler Retail that helps me right now. I'm losing him, and I'd love to keep him. There's nobody that wants to work and do this stuff anymore. I'm not gonna lie, it isn't easy work, but it sure is fun. It's better than, I don't know, it's just, me, I'm a very hands-on person. I was never really good at school. My imagination was always just going wild. That's why I just went to like a 2-year, because I always knew this is what I was gonna do, and I guess that's where I'm at, I guess. But no, to make a living in Carroll doing this, there's no doubt in my mind. I guess the guys that work for me, they get paid ways. They got nice trucks to drive around, good tool. I mean, I try to treat the guys really good because I just can't find anybody. So if I find somebody and they're good, I try to hang on to them. That's for sure. I try to do everything I possibly can to work with their schedules. I mean, I just have to in order to keep them. Because if you lose one, to replace that person, it would take probably 2 years again.
What are some of the most interesting things you've done, like in building a new home? What are some of the qualities, or, I don't want to say odd things, but something that's like different than a normal home?
Well, I'm trying to think here. You know, last year we built Michael and Ashley Castwater's house, and that house is kind of the talk of the town because it has an open atrium in the middle of it. He's got a tree in there. It's pretty crazy. It's just all glass, and you walk out the door, and then in the center of the house is just this big, wide open to the elements. That was pretty cool. This spring we did a huge Irish pub in the basement. Took this guy's basement, which was like 2,800 square feet, turned it into a huge Irish pub. Brick the walls, wainscot the whole thing. The bar was like 20 feet long, that we all custom made. He has like Bug Hunter and all these video games and all this cool stuff in there, so that was pretty neat. And then I would say my crown jewel right now would be this house here, just for the fact that we're going to put a pool in this next spring on this house. And this by far will be one of the nicest houses I've ever done. Whether it be with me starting the last 5 years or the houses that I did with my dad, this is by far going to be the nicest one we'll ever do. So we get to do a lot of different neat things. We do a lot of landscaping too because we can't find anybody to do landscaping. So like this summer, me and Tyler Butel, that's all we did. June, July, and August was landscaping house that we built the year prior to that because we just can't get anybody to do anything anymore. Everyone's just too busy.
What's a square foot of like an average home that you build dollar per square foot? So you guys kind of know.
I don't. That's one thing I don't have. I just can't. Every house is just so different. Like the houses last year, the one house we had a company out of Des Moines, and this is where what things are coming to is we got to go to Des Moines to get these guys anymore because there's nobody in Carroll. But there's the Artistic Ironworks out of Des Moines, and they like made this custom stairs to go down into the basement of this house where it was all metal, and then we built these big thick treads that sat on top of it and stuff. But you get so many different aspects or different things in a house, it's just, anymore it's just impossible to have a square footage price. I would say, if I was to guess, I would say 250 a square foot. But that's guessing. But that would include, it seems like more and more everybody wants me to take care of everything. So that would be like if you were to like leave for a year and come home, I give you a key and you have a lawn, carpet, that's like finishing the whole thing up. And that seems to be what everyone wants us to do anymore. Take care of countertops, flooring, because nobody wants to mess with it. Nobody wants to call people every day and keep everybody lined up for it. I would say 250 would be probably a pretty good average right now. And it's kind of hard too right now with all the hurricanes and fires and everything. Lumber prices just went through the roof. I'm kind of scared about doing the bids for next year just for the fact that everything has gone up so much. Sheetrock went up 20% last month. The first year is going up another 20%, and they're talking another 20% hike in July of next year. So it's 60% right off the bat. And so you really got to have, when you're doing your bids and stuff, you really got to make sure you're very organized and you keep on top of all that stuff. Because when you talk a house like this, 60% on sheetrock, you'll go bankrupt in the first project you do. So you got to really got to be on top of things. That's for sure.
Does anyone else have questions? Come on, home repair people. You got it.
You can, and what we did on this house was we bought all the framing material in the lumber yard would hang on to the building materials for me. And so I had like a place to store it. And I don't want to put like this huge building up just to store building materials and, you know what I mean? Because number one, put up a shed, put a sheetrock into a house this size would be a really big building. And so if they, and I guess the lumberyard, that's what I tried talking to them about, is that, listen, we bought sheetrock for 3 houses plus this house, why can't you hang on to it for me? And they said the same thing. We have nowhere to store it. If we hang on to it for you, then we have to hang on to it for every guy. And then, so it would be nice to work that way, but it doesn't. So usually what I do is when I take a house plan like this, I got a book that's probably got like 100 pages in it of all my notes for every sub. And then one of them notes is, it says, you know, do you know of any markup that we should be taking care of for the following year, just for this problem. But it does, it gets to be really, really hard. And it gets to be a hard conversation to have with the homeowner if you don't, you know, if you're not organized and don't take care of your numbers right, there's nothing worse than having to go back and ask for more money. Because some people, you know, they're pretty much set on that budget amount, and you got to keep it within that. If you don't, I mean, they got to go back to the bank, borrow more money, and it just gives you a bad reputation. I think that's why we've been doing so well is the numbers and all that stuff.
On an average day, how many hours do you work?
I probably get up at 5, and then I'm down the shop about 5:30, and then I probably quit about 7:30 at night. And honestly, I probably do it 6 days a week, and then maybe a couple hours on Sunday yet. But for me, it doesn't work. I mean, most people think getting up and going on vacation or something's fun. Something like that would drive me crazy. But still, for me, I love what I do, so it's like a vacation every day for me. The only time that it ever gets to be kind of a downer or anything is if your subs are telling you things that they're not following through on, or you just have a really, really bad client. If you got like a bad client, they can really make your life miserable. We did a house, and we were like 3 months ahead of schedule, and it still wasn't good enough for them. They rode me and rode me and rode me. I'm kind of hoping now, after my 5th year of business now, I'm finally getting to the point where I got guys that can take care of what they need to take care of. I got a secretary that kind of can take care of everything that needs to be taken care of, that maybe I can start kind of, you know, down in them hours from now on. But if you guys ever want to start up a business, I'm not going to lie to you, the first 5 years, it's going to be an up and down roller coaster, but it's well worth it.